Is Mallory Ann here yet?
No, I don't think so.
Was it car trouble?
No, some kind of personal business.
Oh. You want to run lines?
We just did.
Right. We could run them again.
We could, but if I hear those lines one more time, I'm gonna lose it. I just want to get the thing taped.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I've had enough rehearsal. I'm ready to move on to the next phase.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I think you can over-rehearse.
You lose your freshness.
Yeah, there's no freshness anymore.
It gets stale.
Yeah. I know. When I do summer stock, I don't get tired of it like I get tired of doing this. And I do a lot more performances. Sometimes we do 2 shows a week, 2 shows a day, 6 days a week.
I've never done summer stock. Now I know why.
It can be grueling.
Why doesn't it get boring, do you think?
Well, maybe it's the writing. But what we're doing is really hard. There's no depth.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Situation comedy is so superficial. There's no substance to it at all.
Yeah. The characters lack depth.
Yeah, boy, when you get a hold of a really fascinating character, you can't wait to get to rehearsal every day. There's always something to learn about him.
Yeah.
So, you've been acting a long time?
And since I was little,
Do you like working on the stage the best?
I just like working.
Yeah, boy, there aren't too many jobs around.
Yeah, I like acting in the theater because you get so much energy off the audience. It's an actor's showcase. This is more of a director's showcase.
TV, you mean?
What?
You mean TV is more of a director's showcase?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm such a lousy conversational companion.
No, I was just thinking I am.
No, you were doing fine.
Well, sometimes I have trouble expressing my thoughts.
Yeah, me too. I mean, even when I use a lot of words to describe something, I wonder if I'm making my point.
Well, I don't know. When I talk to you, I'm pretty relaxed. But when I talk to other people, I don't know, like when I'm talking to Mallory Ann, I can't describe it. It's like the more words she can think of, the less I have.
Well, you're smart not to say too much. I mean, I just open my mouth and out it comes, you know, just like hitting one of those slot machines in Las Vegas, you know, you just pull the arm and all the quarters come flooding out. It's the way I am with words.
Language can be a barrier sometimes.
Yeah, what's that song, The Words Get in the Way?
Gordon Lightfoot?
No, I don't think so.
He wrote a song about that.
Did you listen to Gordon Lightfoot?
I like all kinds of music, but I'm not real familiar with some of the more modern ones.
Oh, you like Sugar Cubes?
No, I take mine black.
That's the name of a group.
It is? A musical group? Really?
Yeah, I think they're hot.
Huh. Can you sing something of theirs?
Oh, I could, if I was being hung upside down by my ankle with a sharp object in my back.
My.
Yeah, they're pretty, eclectic.
Really?
Yeah, they just sort of wail and scream a lot. But I think it's a perfectly natural reaction to a post-nuclear age.
You do? I mean, it is?
Oh, for sure. I saw this video one time that had all these scenes in it from the 1950s. God, people were so paranoid back then. They were building bomb shelters and kids were taught to duck and cover. Nixon was picking with fights with the Russians about everything.
What'd you say, duck and...
Duck and cover. Well, you know, they show these kids walking down the street and there's this flash of blinding light and they both hit the ground and cover their heads with their arms like this and get all cozy with the side of a building or crouch down in the gutter.
Why?
To protect themselves from a nuclear blast.
But that wouldn't do any good.
Well, sure, you know that. And I know that. But they didn't know anything back then. They thought you could protect yourself from radiation by throwing a blanket over your head.
I guess things haven't changed that much. They told the people from 3 Mile Island the same thing. I remember all the pictures on the news. when they were evacuating him. There was this one woman with a baby, and she was covering its head with a blanket.
As if that would help.
Yeah, it was pretty tragic.
Why are people so apathetic about this stuff?
I don't know, I guess it's like when it comes to the future of nuclear power, what can I do or what can you do?
Well, there's gotta be something more. I mean, we could do more.
Well, I quit using styrofoam.
Why?
Well, for one thing, it destroys the ozone layer.
No, how?
Well, when you burn it, it lets off some kind of lethal something that destroys the ozone layer.
That's horrible. I've never heard that. Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
A styrofoam cup?
It's not bio...
Degradable.
That's it.
Wow, I had no idea. I'll be darned.
It has fluorocarbons in it.
Oh, is that like the stuff that's in hairspray?
It's the same stuff.
Oh, I'm glad they found out about it. Have you ever seen the pictures of the way they wore their hair back then? It was all poofed up like I don't know what. I don't know what they did to get it to stand up like that.
Bouffant hairdos, you mean?
Yeah, bouffant.
They teased it.
Teased it?
Backcombed it, ratted it up.
On purpose? I thought they had something they stuck up there like a piece of plastic or something.
I don't think so.
God, I'm grateful to get a comb through my hair first thing in the morning, let alone ratting it up on purpose. Then they sprayed it? Blech.
Not very romantic.
What isn't?
Running your fingers through someone's hair when it's all matted up and sticky.
Ooh, it'd be like making out with a wino.
Ew.
Oh, God, there was this guy on the bus the other day. I can't even begin to describe what this guy smelled like. He had this stench like eau de mausoleum. Oh, man, he smelled bad. I don't know where he'd been or how long he'd been there, but he needed his own space, like his own planet, you know?
A lot of destitute people ride the bus.
They have nothing else to do, I guess.
How do you like riding the bus?
At night it's not so bad. They run on time at night and it's not so crowded. I never could drive at night anyway. I have night vision. Or I don't have night vision. Or whatever. At night, if I'm not staring right at that yellow line when I'm on the highway, I start weaving all over the road.
That's sort of scary.
And it's like Psycho on wheels.
Have you had it checked?
No, I don't need to. I know I've got it.
Well, maybe there's some kind of special glasses you could wear or something.
Well, until I get my insurance straightened out, whenever that happens, I don't have to worry about it.
Will that be expensive?
Probably. Everything is.
I think what Rosemary said is so true.
What? When?
It was the second or third time we were together. She was talking about spiraling costs.
That was light years ago. I can't remember.
I remember exactly what she said.
Was it really profound, or do you just have the hots for?
What?
Not hots?
Hots? No.
Worse than that? You've got a thing for her?
A thing? A thing, yeah.
Well, you're really stuck on her.
No, I couldn't be.
Sure you could, even though she doesn't even know you exist.
She really doesn't, does she?
Well, I know how that feels when the object of your affection thinks you're a piece of furniture. She's pretty hung up on that doctor boyfriend of hers.
Yeah, I know.
And who knows? She probably dragged you crazy when she got to know her. She's so right all the time. She'd probably drag you crazy if you got into a relationship with her.
I admire her.
What for?
No, admire's not the right word.
You like her, big deal. Well, look, she's great looking, okay? You can admit that. I mean, so she's just a person. Okay, a person with looks, brains, personality, sensitivity, and all that other garbage that really hacks me off.
She's so happy.
Ooh, that's got to be a facade. Oh, there's got to be a crack in the foundation someplace.
I think she sort of inspires people.
She inspires me to suicide.
You're not really jealous of her, are you?
Jealous? Try envious. Try that.
Well, if you're envious, that means you want to emulate someone.
What does that mean? Emulate.
Well, If you want to emulate someone, you want to be like them. If you're jealous, you want to take what they have.
Emulate. Well, envious doesn't sound so bad. Okay, I mean, I envy her.
So do I.
You do? Why?
Because she's happy.
Oh yeah, that. She does sort of promote it, doesn't she? She could be her own chamber of commerce.
I think she'd be wonderful on the Florida Sunshine Board.
Just like Anita Bryant. She can wear this costume that makes her look like a big fat orange and go around all the county fairs and sing about how great the citrus industry is. What a great career move.
Well,
No, that's funny. That's great. Florida Sunshine Board. Where'd you come up with that?
excuse me.
Oh, wait a minute.
I want to go now.
Wait a minute.
If you don't mind.
Well, hey, I'm sorry. Just struck me sort of funny, you know? Didn't know it would upset you. Stick around for a minute, huh? You haven't had a fair shot at me. You deserve that at least. Look, this really is my problem. It's this hang-up I have about being so. I have nothing interesting in my personality profile. It looks like a sheer, steep cliff. Well, you know those graphs that businesses use to demonstrate how good their business is doing? And when business is bad, the line keeps going downhill until it falls off the chart? Well, that's me. That's how I feel all the time. I mean, it really has more to do with my history than anything else. I'm unhappy with myself, so I take it out on other people. The weird thing is, Rosemary's been really nice to me. Then she's nice to everybody, so that hardly counts. But I've been nice to her. At least I've been nice to her. I did slam the car door on her finger. Oh, I didn't know she could move that fast. She got right out of the way. If you don't want to stick around, I can understand, but it's only for to warn you. You'll be reinforcing my low opinion of myself if you leave.
I didn't know there was anyone else around here who was as insecure as I am.
Are you kidding? I'm always blowing off steam about that.
I guess I thought you were exaggerating.
Exaggerating? No, it's real.
Well, at least you're articulate about it.
No, that's what I was trying to tell you before. Just because I use a lot of words to describe something doesn't mean they make any sense when they're all strung together, because I don't even know what I'm talking about. When I talk about myself, I mean. I probably talk about myself too much anyway.
I don't know. I'm pretty focused on myself. Probably more than you.
You couldn't be.
But I am, I think.
No, nobody's more self-centered than I am. Anybody can see that.
I don't think so.
I am!
No, I am.
No, I'm sure. Nobody's more insecure than I am. Not in the history of the world.
That's not true.
It is. Here, I'll prove it to you. My father once offered me a silver dollar, but I wouldn't take it because I was afraid I might accidentally spend it.
Well, my best friend in second grade told me I was far out, and I never spoke to him again because I thought he was insulting me.
I once had a chance to meet Jonathan Winters, and I wouldn't go backstage because I was afraid he'd laugh at me.
Well, I won a trip to Puerto Vallarta, and I wouldn't go because I was just sure I'd get arrested or something.
My boyfriend once gave me roses that had a few bugs in them, and I was convinced it was his way of breaking up with me.
Well, I was playing Trivial Pursuit once, and I wouldn't answer the questions about baby boomers because I was afraid of insulting my own intelligence.
That's twisted. Okay, you win. You are more insecure than I am. But now that I know that, I feel twice as insecure because I'm no longer the best at anything.
You're more insecure than I am.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Has she shown up yet?
We haven't seen her.
Well, while I'm here, do you have any notes on your props?
No, everything's fine, thanks.
Yeah, I have a question. I made a note for a hand prop. It should be on your list there somewhere.
Let's see. Oh yeah, one nose reconstruction, plastic surgery.
Yeah,
That's not a hand prop.
sure it is. I'm always handling my nose. I'm either scratching it or picking it or something. It's part of my character.
Nice try.
Does that mean no?
You actors are just too much.
But it's vital to my character that she have an attractive nose.
Well, a hand prop is something you can give back to us. So maybe we can use it again?
Well, what about food? It's a hand prop, but it's consumable, so you don't get that back.
Then your nose isn't consumable.
You wouldn't know it. A lot of crows have mistaken it for a potato.
Sorry.
Nice try.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
When I was in Dames at Sea, I got to keep a top hat and cane. They had used it in one of the production numbers.
That's great when you can finagle things. It beats shopping any day.
I agree.
Hey, you two.
Hi.
Hello.
I just got done talking to Michael. We're still hassling about this house thing.
What's that?
Rosemary and Michael are going to buy a house together.
Oh, I see.
It isn't the best time to try to do this, but it's such a great house and such a great time to buy.
It really is a pretty house.
You've seen it?
Oh, Mack was nice enough to give me a ride home the other night when Michael's car was in the shop. We stopped by there on the way home.
Oh, yeah? How unselfish of you to help out.
Well, it was on the way.
I thought you lived south of here.
Well, I do, but the house they want to buy is over by me.
Oh,
Oh, as a matter of fact, Mack pointed the place out to me.
he did.
Oh, I gave him a ride home once or twice when the weather was bad, and he showed me the place.
Curiouser and curiouser.
It was just a coincidence.
There are no accidents. Right, Rosemary?
I'm sorry?
There are no accidents?
Oh, I believe that.
She believes that.
Mack even helped us get a hold of a realtor.
I believe that.
Oh, I hope it works out. Mack, it's amazing to me how much you knew I'd love the place. It's exactly what I wanted.
Somehow it just reminded me of you.
There's 2 rows of irises going up the front walk, and the portico is faced with pillars, and it's completely renovated inside. It's got hardwood floors and a fireplace, and in the back is this wonderful veranda.
I was raised a poor white child. We couldn't afford a veranda or a portico.
That was so sweet what you said about the veranda.
Oh, tell me, I'm dying to know.
No, it was stupid.
Go on. Go on.
Oh, he told me he wanted to show me the house because the veranda looks so forlorn without a beautiful woman gracing its presence. Isn't that sweet?
All those big old words drop out of your little old mouth.
Well,
If we get the place, we'd practically be neighbors.
Yes, you could do afternoon tea on the veranda. Just the 3 of you. Hey, Matt, you got a phone call back with.
oh, excuse me, it's probably my mother.
So, are you guys going to be around long enough?
What?
You and Michael, are you going to be around long enough to buy a house?
Well, that's what we're discussing now. Even if we relocate, we'd still have the equity.
Right, equity.
Well, it's better than throwing money down a hole, which is what you do when you pay rent.
Great if you're going to have some kids when Uncle Mack comes to visit.
Kids?
Well, sure, having a house and a yard sounds like you need some kids to round out the picture.
Well, that's in the future.
Yeah, I can really picture you with a bunch of kids. Yeah, 3 or 4, maybe more. Boys and girls, lots of them.
Maybe one of each.
Yeah, kids are great. My Uncle Ed, you remember I told you about him? He and my Aunt Jean have 6 kids. Can you imagine 6 kids? They named them all starting with the letter P. Peter, Paul, Patrice, Patrick, Penny. I can't remember the other one. Can you think of any names starting with P?
Not offhand.
Oh, come on, Rosemary. Names starting with P. I've got Peter, Paul, Patrice, Patrick. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Penny.
I can't think of any.
Well, what if Michael wants to name one of his kids after a famous P person and you can't think of any names? You let him down.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
What's Michael's last name?
Mahoney?
Michael Mahoney. It's a good, solid Armenian name. Then you'll be Rosemary O'Toole Mahoney. Well, that is if you take his name. Are you that traditional?
Well, I haven't really decided. I think it'd be crazy to hyphenate. It's much too long a name to be writing checks with.
Yeah, kind of like a Reader's Digest version of Trinity.
But I have to admit, I am leaning more towards taking his family name. How do you think Rosemary Mahoney sounds?
Honestly,
Well, of course.
I like it better than Rosemary O'Toole.
You know what?
What?
I agree. I like it too.
It's snappier.
Yeah, snappier.
More modern or something.
You think so?
I don't know.
You know, I've tried to picture our names on a marriage license. It sounds so cute together.
What, your names?
Yeah. Rosemary Alice O'Toole and Michael Ryan Mahoney. Is that too cute?
I'd say it's way too cute. You're gonna have to have one of those surgically altered.
Well, you know, I don't think about it much when I'm working and running around during the day, but I really am looking forward to the wedding. I didn't think I'd get this excited, but I really am. I have a confession to make.
What?
I keep a few brides magazines stuffed under my bed.
No!
It's true.
So you're gonna have bridesmaids and junk like that?
Big family wedding.
The whole gang.
The whole gang.
You gonna get married in wherever it is that you come from?
St. Charles, Missouri?
That's it, St. Charles, Missouri.
Well, we haven't really decided.
St. Charles, Missouri sounds great.
It does?
For a wedding, I mean. Sounds like something out of a Norman Rockwell painting.
Well, I haven't been back there in a while, but all my relatives are out there. Naturally, they'd like me to bring Michael back and get married in the church I was baptized in. But if we can't do that, they'll all come here.
So you're gonna baptize your kids and make them go to church?
Excuse me, I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah, I personally have nothing against baptizing kids or making them go to church, but it didn't hurt me. Didn't do me any good, but it didn't hurt me. Well, I take that back. My grandmother used to say you should read the Bible for the sound and not the sense. And when I was a kid, I used to get off on the church music. You know, the organ and the choir and the minister who sang off key but real loud, all costumes and stuff, all the robes. It's almost like going to a play.
That's another way of looking at it.
It's funny how you see things when you're a kid.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be great to have your own kids sort of see the world through their eyes. Right?
Right.
Why am I sensing you don't enjoy this topic?
What do you mean?
Having kids?
What about it?
I guess you don't have a problem. I guess I was wrong.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
You don't.
No, why would I?
I don't know. I guess I was wrong. So, can you think of the other name?
Peter.
No, I got that one.
I don't know, Polly.
My God, that's it! I forgot all about Cousin Polly, the little snot.
Could we drop this subject now?
What did you say Michael's middle name was? Ryan, that's it. That's a great name for a little kid. It'll sound manly later on when he's older. Ryan Michael. That sounds good. Then your first son could have his father's name without the onus of having his father's name.
Julie, will you please stop? You're driving me nuts with all this. Are you trying to drive me crazy?
But I always talk like this. I never drove you crazy before.
Well, I'm not in the mood for it.
Did you and Michael Ryan Mahoney have a fight?
No, I just...
What?
The thought of having babies.
Oh, come on. You'll be the greatest mother in the world. You've got the patience of 10 people.
No, it's not that.
Well, babies are a lot of responsibility and a lot of work. And they cry all the time and keep you up all night and make you insane with worry. You're right. Skip the babies.
No, it's not that either.
The money? The expense?
No.
Michael doesn't want kids.
No, that's not it.
You can't have children. You're barren.
Julia, you are truly amazing.
You mean that's it? I guessed it?
No, I want to have children. I just don't want to have babies.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
I'm afraid.
You?
Me.
Of what?
The pain, the damage, the thought that something could go wrong, or they might have to operate or anything.
Wow, I'm sorry. I really stuck my foot in it.
I know it sounds crazy. Most births are routine, normal, but the thought of something growing inside you, it's overwhelming to me.
Go on.
I saw a woman die in childbirth. I was just 14. I was working as a volunteer in a hospital in St. Charles. I thought I was so special in that droopy pinafore.
What were you doing in the delivery room?
Oh, I snuck in. I wasn't supposed to be there, but an intern bet me $5 it would make me faint. It did that and more.
What a creep.
Oh, he didn't know. He developed a sort of bizarre sense of humor, working around sick people all the time.
The first one will be the hardest.
Yeah,
It's all downhill after that.
right.
I'm sorry. I'm such a jerk. I shouldn't have even brought it up.
You didn't know.
Yeah, I did. I knew I was getting under your skin, but I just kept at it. It's just, well, I'm such a jerk. You're all these things I think I should be, and I wanted to see a chink in the armor someplace.
Well, you did that.
Yeah, and boy do I feel proud. Real proud of myself. What'd I say?
How can anybody be angry with you? You beat yourself up without even being asked.
I do that, don't I?
All the time.
I kind of enjoy it.
What?
No, really. I like feeling sorry for myself. I kind of like getting the sympathy, even if I am the only one who'll give it to me.
You do have a terrific relationship going on there.
Yeah, between my insecurity and my ego, I do all right. Do you mind if I give you my opinion of something?
Of course not.
Well, it's just, how do I say it? You're such a giving person. Everything seems to flow from you. All this goodness and helpfulness. Don't you ever get any of it back? Well, we'll take Mack, for instance. I mean, you must know he's stuck on you. I don't think it's in a physical way or anything like that, but you must know he feels strongly about you. I don't think he's thinking dating and marriage and all that conventional stuff like that, but he's kind of loyal to you, like a... What did they call him back in King Arthur's days? A knight or something. A protector.
Oh, I thought he might have a crush on me, but I didn't know it was anything like that.
Well, just be careful of his feelings, okay? He's a nice guy, and I really like him. I know he doesn't say much, but when he does, he doesn't say much. Anyway, the point is, if he wants to come over to your house and sit on your veranda, remember that he's there to see you and not your backyard.
Thanks, Julia. I'll remember that.
You ever seen Gone with the Wind?
No.
He reminds me of this one guy.
Clark Gable?
No, the one who's always spouting poetry at Scarlet. Ashley? That's it, Ashley Wilkes. He was so typical of the Southern gentleman, all charm and dashing and junk like that.
Where is Colonel Trog? His troops will arrive safely so I could bathe them in the backyard. I pray nothing evil has befallen in their dirty little old bodies.
Crimson! Crimson! Did you all use my skin emollient? Somebody's had that nasty little pause in my skin emollient, and I know it can be our dear consumptive sister Vera, because she has the soft skin of a goat's behind. While you, on the other hand, dear sister, you look like you've been up all night, peeking in Paisley Bilk's bedroom window again.
Y'all can stuff a julep in it, Joelle. I got more important matters at hand than to worry about your silly old skin emollients.
Silly skin. What all you got on your little old mind besides cinching up your waist till you can't breathe?
Colonel Trog's troops are headed this way. They'll be marching through that radish patch in no time, and they'll be tired and hungry and covered with dust from the road and weary of battle.
What battle are you going on about? The damn war don't even start for another 2 years.
Battle or not, they'll still need a good bathing.
Those soldiers are going to get in the habit of stopping off here. And when that war does start, you're going to be busier than a bee in magnolias keeping those little old boys clean.
We all have to make sacrifices for the cause, Joelle. Where, oh where has Colonel Trog gone? Oh where can he be?
Good day, dear sisters. My, your skin looks radiant this fine morning, Joella. That skin emollient Mr. Paisley Bilkes brought you from New Orleans is doing wonders for your pockmarks. And you, dear Crimson, looks like you all let a notch too at that little old waist of yours. Must be the barbecue. It's so lovely out here on the veranda. And now when the stars come out, they look so close. Sometimes I think I can reach right out and touch them. Do you think Mr. Jules Verne is right? Do you think we'll be able to reach those stars in a rocket ship one day?
I don't think y'all need a rocket ship, Vera. Y'all out there already.
You leave Vera be. Oh, you never mind her, sweet Vera. You dream your little old dreams, and you wish your heart out on those 20 little old stars.
Thank you, Joella. You're so good to me.
Well, after all, Vera, you haven't much time left.
Oh, skildy scat. Everybody's been saying that since she was 10. If she isn't going to be with us much longer, I wish she'd just go on and get going.
What a cruel thing to say, and how typical of you!
Don't you thumb your nose at me, Joellen. You told me the same thing not 2 nights ago.
Oh, I most certainly did not.
You did so.
Oh, please, sisters.
You told me she looks like that old plow horse Queenie. She's ready to drop dead any time.
I said that I was glad that Vera was eating so much. I said that she had the appetite of a racehorse.
Oh, sisters, please.
You just stand there lying to save her feelings.
I'm not lying. I never said she looked like no plow horse, and you being just awful to say that I did, Crimson O'Toole.
Sisters, please.
Oh, now you all see what you did. Will you come sit down over here? You'll be all right, darling.
Oh, as I started to fade from consciousness, I saw a horrible vision. Oh, Joellen, it was awful.
What'd you see, darling?
I saw dear Crimson standing in a ring of fire, a long hair being singed right off her little old head. One of those little old ringlets caught fire and burned like a fuse, right on a keg of dynamite, and poof, her whole face on fire. Oh, Joellen, what do you suppose an awful vision like this means?
I don't know, darling. Oh, but you just rest now, and I'll go get something cool for your forehead.
Oh, Joellen, you're an angel of mercy.
I'm sorry, Vera. You know how I get when my temper's all fired up. You know I don't mean any harm. You know you're my favorite sister. That nasty old Joelle, all she cares about is how she looks.
Not at all like you.
No. No, well, be that as it may.
Oh, sister, another vision.
What is it now?
It's a man. A tall, handsome man with flowing blonde hair and a stunning profile. He's proud, and he's a gentleman, and he's coming this way.
Paisley.
Oh, no! He's stumbling. He's falling. He's face down in the mud.
Oh, my darling Paisley, what's happening now?
He's picking himself up, and he's brushing himself up, and he's starting all over again. He's still coming this way.
What does your vision mean, Vera?
It means he's coming across our fields to the front door of our little old home.
How do you know that?
Because I can see him right out there, Crimson. Goodness, dear sister, maybe you best have your eyes checked.
What a splendid veranda. And I like your porch, too.
Paisley, are you all right? Vera saw the most horrible vision.
And what vision did you see, sweet Vera?
A vision of you, Paisley. It filled my eyes as it filled my heart.
She looked out there. That is, we both looked out there. And saw you go face down in the mud. You sure cleaned up nice.
Thank you.
If you need any more washing up, I got the bathing area all set up behind the house for Colonel Trogg's men.
That won't be necessary, dear Crimson. Dear Crimson, you are like the mud that I wallowed in briefly. You are strong like the mud. You are enduring like the mud. Mud is the only thing that matters, dear Crimson. Never forget that.
All right.
And you, sweet Vera, you are like the peach blossoms that herald the coming of spring. You are gentle, kind, and good. Those qualities are more rare than a legitimate tax write-off.
Oh, Paisley, I'm not worthy of your devotion. You know I haven't much longer to live.
Oh, brother.
You are so gallant, so brave. When that damn war does start up, you deserve to know that there'll be someone waiting for you when you come marching home.
I wouldn't have the will to fight if there was anybody else but you who was awaiting.
Even if I'm dead?
Even then.
Paisley, what about me? You know how much I love you. I always have. Besides, I'm strong and healthy and beautiful. And I won't be pushing up daisies when you get back from that damn war. How can you say no to me when you know how much I love you? I always will.
Miss Crimson, you all come quick now. Colonel Trogg's man coming around the bend. And I don't know nothing about bathing no man.
Nice seeing you.
All this will be ours to care for one day, sweet Vera.
Well, not exactly. 1/3 is mine. 1/3 each belongs to my beloved sisters.
Oh, certainly.
Of course, if anything was to happen to my beloved sisters, then it would all be mine.
Hush now, sweet Vera. We won't think on that now.
With this damn war coming up, anything could happen. Anything at all.
So we went out to my
cousin's ranch, because I'd just seen the movie, I decided to name this litter of kittens after all the characters.
And they let you do that?
Well, sure, why not? I think Scarlet O'Hare is a pretty neat name for a cat, and Aunt Pitty Pat, that's a great name for a cat.
Well, that's really clever.
Thanks.
Hi, Matt. You been standing there long?
Oh no.
Who's that on the phone?
Oh, it was my mom.
Oh, how is she?
Fine, thanks.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta call the realtor back. Excuse me.
So is your mom gonna make it down for one of the tapings?
Oh yeah.
That's great. Well, I probably should get some air before we get started. Yeah? You just said that.
Well, I was wondering.
Yeah?
After the shooting, my mom and her husband.
Your stepfather.
Yeah, you remembered. How nice.
No big deal.
Well, we were going to go get a bite to eat, and I was just wondering if you'd like to come along.
Are you serious? Why would you want me to come along?
Well, I thought you and my mom would get along real well together.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Think she'd like me?
yeah.
What's wrong with her?
She has really poor taste in people.
What? Hey, you're teasing me!
Yeah.
That's great!
Yeah.
Congratulations! You can
I
make me the
said
butt.
something funny.
You can make me the butt of your jokes anytime.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, I'll see you after the shooting. Bye.
Okay,
This'll be fun.
bye.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. We can begin. You needn't have waited.
It wasn't my decision.
You're not on any kind of stimulants, are you?
Why?
I read about it in Ladies' Home Journal. A euphoria-induced state. The skin is flushed. The eyes are glazed over. It's either amphetamines or uppers.
They're the same thing.
Uh-huh. Then you are using them.
No.
Then what's wrong with you? Did you get more money?
From who?
The producers. Did you ask for more money?
No.
Did they give you a costume allowance? Because if they did, there'll be some hackles raised. I can promise you that. I am in a fighting trim. I've been arguing all morning, and my rhetorical skills are polished to a fine finish. Can you imagine? They turned down another bid. And this was for a low-income housing project that favored minority-owned construction companies. While I do not care for the inference that I'm in a minority, I pursued this contract in good faith so that they could find my experience as a general contractor superior to the other so-called minorities in the city. And how was my faith rewarded? They gave the contract to another woman.
Hard to imagine.
Well, I am still deeply disturbed by it all. I only hope I can focus my attention to humiliate myself for another day of rehearsal. Well, what is wrong with you then if it isn't artificial stimulants?
Nothing. I just made a friend today.
Is that all? Well,
That's all.
you're easy to please, I'll tell you that. Can we get started?
You know, why don't you calm down? I don't think you're really in any shape to rehearse.
Oh, really? Well, I'd like to know what educational institution granted you a degree in theatrical direction. I am in perfect condition to rehearse always. I am a professional.
You know, it just occurred to me. You don't bend.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're like an oak. You don't bend. But your character, she's like a willow. She bends.
Bends.
Maybe that's the biggest difference between you.
Well, I'll keep it in mind.
I just thought it might help. Maybe you can use it.
Thank you.
I'll go tell everybody you're here.
Like a willow. Bends like a willow. Well, I suppose it might be useful.
Huh, so you're finally here.
Yes, I'm here and I'm ready to begin. You needn't have waited.
What fun would rehearsal be without you? Okay, everybody, on the set. Let's go.
I still insist that it was not necessary for you to wait.
Don't sweat it, huh, Mal? We're a team here, right? We're flexible. Okay, actors, let's tighten it up. The next time will be for real. Okay, everybody, let's go.
I've been waiting for you, my wonderful one. I've begun living all my life. All my love has been waiting for you. My life is sublime now that I'm giving all my love. You seem so lovely, so far above me, I'm almost afraid to look at you. But I adore you, I place before you a heart that's an open book. Scribble on it, huh? All my life.